All right. So
I
yeah.
caught that first.
So we had 2 spinnerbait fish, and then he picked up like a 3-1, and it was like a 215.
Yeah.
Right.
215 was first. The 315 was around the corner on the saddle.
Yeah.
Now here's a weird. I gotta talk about this for just a second. I set the hook on that fish and had it pegged and it spit it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you gotta be shitting me.
You break off?
Instead of reeling it in, I saw the fish.
Yeah.
And I let it drop back down, and that fish came after it,
Yeah,
and took it again.
They're right here. Got him again. That's a good fish.
Yeah.
And that was what our day was like, man. For that first half of the day, we couldn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, I missed one jerkbait fish that I half set the hook on.
Yeah.
Not really sure if it was going to help, but still doesn't matter. You got to set the hook.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was kind of how. And then we rolled around the corner, and we wanted to fish that point on an island, which has kind of been, that was kind of the pattern in the pattern.
Yeah.
We were fishing islands that were close to main lake points.
Yeah.
Or would be main lake points if the water was down a little bit more.
Yeah.
And we would fish the front half of those islands.
Yeah, they weren't on the back half of those islands. They were holding on the front half.
Close to open water.
Yeah, close to the main lake.
And I remember saying, just real quick, we decided we were going to go around the other side of the island.
Yeah.
And while we were motoring over there on the trolling motor, I go, you know what, dude, I have to.
Well, that wasn't then yet.
What?
So at this point we had 4.
Right.
We made a run to the restroom because we had to do that. And then we came back.
Right.
To basically pick up where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 4 in the boat at that point for probably
15 minutes.
Yeah, and then what I'm talking about, it was probably like 13 pounds probably.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
I don't know, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
So we go back straight where we left off on a new island, and I caught our 5th fish, and it was right away. Oh God, good one. We got it on the retrieve. Wow. Stay down. It's a good one. Don't do that. Got it coming back to the boat, though. It got it coming back to the boat. Right on the front of that island, and it was like a
4.
Yeah, it was a 315.
Yeah.
Touching on the 316, so on 4 basically.
Yeah.
Oh, that small.
It's the limit fish. He hit that as I was pulling her back to the boat. So then we looped back around to we fished the backside of that island. You know, we're already there. It hadn't worked yet, but you know.
You never know.
Never can tell. And then
we were on the other side of that island coming back up, and we were gonna fish the front.
And then we kind of decided, we're like, hey, like we didn't fish the other side of this point. Like these backsides haven't been working. Let's just power through and get to the front.
Right.
Yeah.
And while we were while we were on the trolling motor, getting over there, I'm like, man, dude, I can't stand it. I gotta throw into this little rocky area.
Yeah.
Because it just looks too good not to throw on.
Yep.
And we picked up that 6-pounder right there.
We picked up a 6 right there.
Within. And actually what happened, funny enough, is you got snagged.
Yeah.
And had to drop
one.
that. These things are awesome. They're called pocket knockers.
Yeah.
These little pocket knockers, you run down the line, and he got his off.
Dangerous to do on a drop shot.
Very dangerous to do because
you'll lose it most of the time.
It just wants to keep going. You know, we didn't think about that until exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Where we're like,
doing it with a round bin or an EWG, you get a little more catch there. But not.
And you'll see in the video, I was actually talking about it. I'm like, dude, I didn't think about that until it was too late. That thing's sliding down the line and it really doesn't have nowhere to catch. And you'll see me go.
Yeah.
Like I'm back here like this, and I'm talking to Cody, and you see me go, oh, hold on. I'm like,
one-handed.
I got a fish.
I was just saying, dude, the bummer part about those on a drop shot is
it goes all the way down?
It goes all the way down.
I got one. And boom, I set the hook one-handed, ends up being a 6-pounder.
Yeah. So we ended up calling a 210, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good call.
Dude.
That's a dadgum ditch panda. And no, that one called.
No, we called a 3-1.
Yeah, we called a 3-1.
Yeah.
So now we've called twice. We've got probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 19, 20 pounds. We're not really sure exactly.
It's 10 o'clock, not even 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and so we got almost 20 pounds. We're feeling pretty good.
Right.
We exhausted that area, and we started heading back to one of our other areas we were looking at. We actually fished in another cove across the way. This little cove that had a pretty good main lake point. Completely dead though. That's where we were throwing the spinnerbait and the jerkbait back on a color change.
That's right.
It had some ripple. It looked good, but
good looking stuff. But
it ended up not producing at all.
Yeah. Wasn't the right water.
Yeah. So we made a run back to another island. A lot of people on it at first, so we weren't able to fish the front side of it. However, the front side of that island was more like a bluff wall, so we kind of didn't think that it was going to set up kind of like the other ones did, anyways.
It was a little different.
Yeah. So.
Didn't spend a whole lot of time there.
No,
because it just didn't look right.
Yeah, wasn't fishing right either.
Again, like we can get into another kind of like tournament theory. We'll do a tournament theory video, but you got to make decisions. You got to stick to them, and you got to make decisions fast. You got to mess up quick, or some people say you got to fail fast.
Yeah,
and then move on. And that's what we were doing for the first half of the day.
Yeah,
we were making fast decisions based on the information that was given to us, which was no bites and not looking right. So it made sense to us.
Absolutely. So I ended up getting snagged again.
Yeah, so we went to another island point, another main lake point that had a saddle and an island.
Yeah.
And there was 2 other people on this fishing, so we backed off a little bit, ended up fishing the saddle for longer than I normally would have.
Yeah.
He broke off.
I broke off my leader.
Yeah, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
So he sat down to do that, and about that same time I saw a fish. And it looked like it was on a bed. It was
about
in
12 feet of water.
About 12 feet of water. So I had nothing else to do, so I figured I would throw on it.
Yeah.
There was those 2 other boats that were kind of keeping us from like moving where we wanted to move, so we just kind of hung out. And we both, like, he came up and looked, and he was like, dude, that's not gonna help.
Yeah.
And I go, well, we got nothing else to do.
I was 100% sure it was a 2.5 pounder, and it wasn't gonna help.
Right. So I throw on it, and I'm moving around. It's getting windy, getting a little bit harder to see. But I knew the area now. Trick real quick is if you're looking into water that gets ripply, these bass are going to bed in spots where there's like bushes or something around, like kind of close sometimes. So you can see color change is what I'm getting at. So I picked out like a triangle color change. There was 3 bushes. And I just started pitching into that.
Yeah.
And every time I threw into it, this bass would hammer it and spit it, hammer it, push it off, push it off, push it off. At one point, I drove over it. I remember saying something like
worst possible, worst thing imaginable. I just drove over it.
Right. So I came back around, reset the boat, and spot locked. I don't know why I wasn't spot locked before, but anchored down. It's Lowrance, so I anchored down, whatever, same damn thing. And I start throwing back into it, and he's like, "Dude, it's not gonna help. It's not gonna help." I'm like, "Well, we're not doing anything. We got to wait for these dudes to clear out before we can really fish the way we want to fish." So after about the, I don't know, maybe 8th or 9th time,
as long as it took me to tie a double uni knot leader, and then hook up a drop shot.
Right. At that point, like that last pitch, bam, he hammered it. I set the hook.
Got him. Hell yeah.
It comes up, and I go, man, that looks like a smallmouth.
That's good. Oh, dude. Is that smallmouth?
It might be. I can't tell.
And he goes, that's not possible. Because a little backstory real quick. The tournament, they sent us an email saying that a week before the tournament that said we could now weigh smallmouth. This lake has had smallmouth in it for a long time, but you were never able to weigh them. They were real tight-knit about their smallmouth population, didn't want to hurt them. I understand, whatever, we kind of get it. So anything over 13 inches, you could weigh.
All of a sudden.
Tournament director that morning said, any smallmouth over 13 inches, you can weigh. You're not going to weigh them because you're not going to catch one, but do it if,
But they're legal.
They're legal. So sure enough, smallmouth.
Yeah.
He hooks himself with the hook that he just tied on. He also netted the fish for me, thankfully. And that is awesome.
First smallmouth ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Oh, that's dope. Well, now I'm happy. Regardless.
First smallmouth ever, baby. Look at that.
Lo and behold, is a smallmouth.
It was a smallmouth that weighed 3.8.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I kept throwing on it. So
yeah,
we called,
absolutely.
Another half pound.
Yeah, we got a half pound call out of that one too.
And that was the last fish that was scoreable to us.
That was the last.
Day.
Everything you do for us, buddy. He won't make the team, but he's dope. Yeah, that was the last fish that helped that.
Yeah, that was the last one.
But we ended up at 20.5 pounds.
Mm-hmm. We'll show you the results right here.
Yeah.
But 20.5. We ended up in 8th place, top 10 finish for our first team event, which we thought was pretty awesome.
Pretty good. Pretty good since it took 31 pounds to win.
Yeah, 31 pounds won it. They won bad. They caught back-to-back 8-pounders.
Yeah.
Within 5 or 10 minutes is what they said.
It
which
was
pretty phenomenal.
2 8s and 3 5s is what their bag was basically. So,
Third place caught a 10.5.
Third place caught a 10.5.
Second place caught a 7.9.
Yeah.
For 25 pounds. I'm sorry. Third place, they didn't even have a big fish. They just had a consistent bag of around 5-pounders. So that was Pete. Fourth place had that 10.5.
Yeah.
And for a total of 22.
They've already seen it.
They've already seen it, yeah.
Yeah.
They've already seen it. But either way, so
we were 2 pounds out of the money. We really just needed either another big fish or a couple more that helped a little bit.
A couple 5s.
Yeah, it would have helped us a lot. But hey,
man.
We good top 10. I mean, I'd never fished that lake before in my life.
No.
I'd seen it for about 3 hours the day before.
Caught 2 of our cullable fish that day too, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's a different one. We can talk about that some other time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We talked about that already in practice video.
Well, one of them probably got called.
Oh, one of them for sure, yeah.
But the one of them would have helped.
Yeah, it would have helped. Would have helped. Just,
yeah, we left
couldn't
the
help
water
himself.
after that. So,
well, we both couldn't. He was just the one that got the bites that day. We were both fishing. We didn't want to. We figured we would mess around and see if we could get some bites anyway.
Yeah, at least something. Yeah.
Hey, we'll just shake them off.
Yeah. Oh, shake
No,
it
we
off.
just, well, yeah. We just set
So,
that instead.
but that's how the tournament went. I mean, I was pretty proud and happy. You know, it was good.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's it. You know, the takeaway to me is you have to adapt.
Absolutely.
You have to adapt. I mean, it was a super strong reaction bite for about a half hour, and then after that, you would be pulling your hair out for the rest of the day if you didn't pick up something other than a drop shot. Or what won the tournament was
Cinco.
a Cinco.
They caught both those 8s on Cincos.
They caught all their fish on Cincos.
They caught all their fish on Cincos.
So
and so
second
did
place.
And also third place, just so you know.
15.
No, that was Pete.
He caught one
place.
on jig. Yeah,
Got one on a jig.
He caught a couple on jigs. I know where he fishes. He fishes a lot of rocks and stuff like that. So.
Cincos won the tournament. So what did we say before?
We don't fish Cincos.
Well, I don't mind fishing a Cinco, but Cincos have won more tournaments than
That's
new bait
true. Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. And that just proved it.
Yeah.
Again.
In the flesh.
Again.
Yeah. If you didn't believe us then,
there it is.
there's results.
There's results. Yeah, exactly. Cinco.
Yeah. So, Cinco. Yeah. And everyone else on the bottom also probably fishing Cincos, just not as good. So, anyways, guys, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Really helps us out. Hit the bell if you want us to be annoying and let us know every time you get a video. And like the video, leave us a comment down below. Let us know about your guys' tournaments, where you're going to be fishing, what you're fishing with, how it's going to set up, how many days you practice, how you practice.
Yeah, we love to give you guys a shout out for sure.
Yeah, we love all that stuff. So let us know.
Let us know about your bags, man. We want to hear all about it.
Yeah, if you're looking for some power snacks for your practice days and your tournament
huge.
days.
This was huge for us on the water for sure.
Boom. Baggable beef jerky.
Super quick, super easy.
Delicious. Best jerky on the planet. Best jerky in the universe. At Baggable on Instagram. Baggable.com. Use code DP10. Get your 10% off at checkout. If you order over $50, you get free shipping also. And it's going to be fast shipping. For the best jerky, you're getting 10% off, possibly free shipping. It can't get any better.
Can't get any better.
You're right. So,
besides getting first place with Cincos. A little bitter.
I'm still pretty bitter.
Nah, man, we had fun. It was all good.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for checking us out. Thanks for hanging out again, and we'll see you next time.